team, our community. This is CondorsTown, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Erik Fox and Ryan Holt.
What's going on, Baytown? It's Erik Fox from Energy 95.3 at the side of the screen. Ryan Holt for your Bakersfield Condors, and every Thursday morning, 10 a.m., we chitty-chat and do all the good things about all things CondorsTown with another Energy Condors connection. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great. We're getting set to head to America's finest city, or so they say, San Diego today for a big game Friday before we come home Saturday. And yeah, it's first trip down there this year, so always good to get down and see the old giant air filter down there that is the San Diego Sports Arena, or whatever they're calling it these days.
Whatever it is this week. So hopefully you're packing a good sweater because
from the side, from the air.
Hope you are packing a good sweater, and you need it because it's almost as chilly outside as inside right now here in
Well,
SoCal.
the good news is we travel with two buses because we have so many people we bring on the road now. I'm on GM Keith Gretzky's bus, and Keith is known for keeping the bus insanely cold because that's how he likes it. He has a big blanket and he likes to, snuggle up with it in the front seat. So I always am prepared, regardless of the weather outside, because I know it's going to be 60 degrees on the bus. So
long johns and everything for Ryan Holt as he goes on the bus. Let's go jump into it as we always do every Thursday morning, 10 a.m. We are here to talk about all things Condors, how they're doing, also talk about Edmonton and all that stuff. And if you ever connect with us, you can send all your questions, comments, or, loving words of advice to us. Just put it in the comment section. We do see them as they pop up here live. Let's jump into it, though. Let's talk about Edmonton. And a big question going on right now. What's going on with this Pacific Division? It was supposed to be a weak one this year. It was supposed to be one of those ones where, pretty much, you kind of already knew it was going to be done. But you have Seattle winning 5 in a row. You have Vegas winning 8 in a row. Edmonton down a couple spots right now. But what's going on there?
Yeah, I think they're fine. I think it was a big win the other night in Tampa Bay, especially on a back-to-back where they didn't play necessarily their best game in Washington the night before. So you have the back-to-back and you play in Tampa, and that's a game that probably on the schedule. If you were kind of preseason, you're kind of scheduling losses. Sometimes you can schedule some wins. You can schedule some losses too, and that was probably one that you might on a back-to-back. Tampa's rested. You might put in the loss category while you flipped it to a win. So that's great news. The downside of it is Evander Kane's going to be out for 4 months. Thankfully he's all right because it's just a stark reminder of how close things are in the game of hockey. It kind of gets skated across his wrist, which could have been a lot worse than what it is. I mean, who am I to say 4 months is still a long time? But that means that Matthias Janmark and Klim Kostin were called up from the Condors. We probably won't see them for an extended period of time now. So, it's good for them, good opportunity. But, now everyone's kind of trying to fill some holes. And when that happens, lineups change. But I think the Oilers will be fine. I think they're still in the feeling out stage of the season. They have some things they can work on and improve upon. I think once that PK kind of regresses back to the mean, I guess, if you will, if I can go back to 10th grade statistics class, I think we'll see an Oilers team that'll start to take off.
You've hung out with a lot of hockey players and really got into their mindset. What kind of mindset messing with does that happen when you got to jumble lines like that, when you got a player that you really do depend on like Kane?
Yeah, well, I think first off, in game, it's hard not to be human, right? I mean, everyone's human, and I think you saw some emotion behind the Oilers bench as well too. And your first thought is Evander all right? And thankfully, trainers and medical staff were able to kind of relay messages. I'm sure during the second that hey, Evander's fine. We got it. So they can kind of clear their heads. To be able to play the rest of the game and go out and win. Now that being said, the Oilers have an opportunity now because of the injury to elevate Dylan Holloway, I think, into a more prominent role with the team and give him a real opportunity now to take the ball and run with it. Does that mean a lot's asked of him, a lot expected? That remains to be seen. But you get a chance now with Draisaitl, McDavid, et cetera. If you could take your opportunity and run with it, you can make a career off this. So it's a big couple of weeks for guys like that, guys that have been looking for more ice time, looking for more opportunity at Edmonton. And for us, it's guys like Janmark and Kostin now who go up and fill roles up in Edmonton and prove that, they should be up there even when Kane comes back. So great opportunity at all levels. And then obviously it trickles down to us, having some guys that, now we'll have more of an opportunity here in Bakersfield, because we were probably over full the last week and a half with bodies in terms of, this is like an AHL All-Star team down here. So now we're just an AHL really good team, which is still pretty good.
Well, let's talk about that. Of course, it does affect the downstream as we talk about it. What kind of line changes are you looking? What kind of movements are you looking on the local end?
Yeah, so right now, a little short up front with Costin and Yanmark going up. We've had some injuries up front, regardless of those two. But we're expected to get Justin Bailey back, I think, next week, which would be great. Justin's a guy who was signed in the offseason. We saw him last year with Abbotsford. This guy is, one of, if not the fastest guy in the American Hockey League. And I mean, we're not talking McDavid wheels, but we're talking the next level, which is basically the rest of the world, in terms of speed and in terms of quickness. So excited to see him play for the Condors. He was really good with Abbotsford and Vancouver last year. He had off-season surgery on his shoulder, so he'll be back ready to go and 100%. So that's good up front. And we're also getting Philip Broberg and Yanni Caldas back on the blue line. So our blue line will be as full as it's been all year. And the 6 guys I think that you would peg, for the Condors in the offseason, hey, here's my 6 guys. Yeah. So that's Friday night and Saturday going into the weekend. So I think that's only going to help the goaltending situation as well, too. And Pickard and Rodrigue, they were both very good this past week and both picked up wins and had 3 wins total. So looking forward to this week as well, too, and hopefully some wins.
Going to need those bodies for a very busy November. We were talking about October felt a little light. November is full. I mean, you guys played 3 games in 4 days, got 3 W's out of it. What were you seeing as the start in November? I think we might have lost Ryan there for a moment. Well, technical difficulties, aren't they fun? So we're going to see if we can reconnect with him in just a moment here.
Our team, our community. This is CondorsTown, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Erik Fox and Ryan Holt.
And we are waiting for Ryan to rejoin us. He'll be here in just a moment. Once again, this is Condors Connection with Energy 95.3 and your Bakersfield Condors. There he is.
Am I back? Was that me or was that you?
That was you, my friend. That was on your side. Finally. Tech issues on your side.
We've gone so long without tech issues on a live show and a live stream. I thought, man, we're really striking gold here. Yeah,
it happens. But let's talk about what we were talking about. October felt a little light. November a busy month.
Yeah.
Talking 3 games in 4 days. 3 W's out of it. What'd you see as we kicked in a busy November?
Yeah, it was great. It was great to get 3 wins, a home series win with Henderson as well too. I think the team's really coming together. I think they're gelling nicely. They're, playing a good brand of hockey. I think the penalty kill and taking penalties at inopportune times, I think is kind of the, I guess the one concern, early on. But I think that sorts itself out over the course of a season. So I'm not as worried about it. I think it's a small sample size. And, for the goaltenders to start getting in the rhythm and start, playing a lot of hockey here in the month of November, I think that's great. And, hopefully a win over San Diego on Friday and get back against a very good Ontario team on Saturday.
Let's talk about that. I mean, how do you prepare these back-to-backs? Because, it's one thing when you're maybe doing the same team back-to-back, but you got to prepare for 2 different teams, one on the road in San Diego, one at home with Ontario. How do you do that?
Yeah, not only that, but, Ontario is playing tonight against San Jose up in San Jose. They're going to be in Bakersfield tomorrow night waiting for the Condors to come up the 5 from San Diego. So, from a rest standpoint, they have the advantage in that aspect of things, which isn't ideal, but it's the American Hockey League and you got to work through it. So they'll already kind of have their meetings and their pre-scouts and everything already kind of done, going into Friday, knowing both games and then be able to tweak things based off kind of what happens, on Friday night against San Diego.
Let's talk about beyond the weekend, because we got teams in which we're kind of used to. We got some visitors coming in for next week, including Energy Night on Tuesday night when Colorado Eagles come into play, and then next Friday night the Calgary Wranglers. I'm still trying to get used to that name.
Yeah.
We talked about it off the air, and I'm not going to bring up the comment I made, so I'll just leave that there.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for new teams like that?
Yeah, it's great. Great to see different teams. I think we have 10 teams on the schedule this year, which is great. We don't play anybody more than 4 times at home, so you get a wide variety of teams coming in here to Bakersfield, and it's a 6-game homestand. Colorado's been playing really well, so that'll be a tough game on Tuesday. Calgary just swept San Jose this past week, so that'll be a tough weekend set. And anytime we face Calgary's AHL team, whether it's in Stockton or up in Calgary, it's going to be a heated affair. So it'll be a fun weekend next weekend against those 2 teams because anytime you get your first crack at them, it's always interesting.
Let's talk about how to check out the games. Of course, Tuesday night, want to see everyone out there for Energy Night, but of course the whole 6-game homestand. What do people need to do? Yeah, it starts this Saturday with Military Appreciation Night. It ends with Teddy Bear Toss at the end of November, first Saturday after Thanksgiving. So 6 games at home, going to be a lot of fun, some big crowds, a lot of excitement. We're wearing specialty jerseys on Saturday night for Military Night, honoring the Air Force. We turned 75 this year, by the way, too. Wow. A couple people in the office thought the Air Force was a little older, and then I kind of looked at them and I said, well, when were planes, invented, I think they also broke off from the Navy, so I think there was a little.
So I'm like, they didn't have planes back in the 1700s when the Army started. So, but it's a lot of fun. We've got some great items as well, too. You can head to our app right now and game-worn memorabilia, game jerseys, silent auction. It's all up there on the app. So you can get your bids in now. We've got raffle tickets. We've got golden tickets. We've got all sorts of stuff up there for Saturday night's game. And we'll auction some of the jerseys off live post-game as well, too. And then, next Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, we're home the following week with Teddy Bear Toss coming up as well, too. So no shortage of options. CondorsTown.com. We've got all sorts of great deals coming up for the next couple of games during this homestand.
And you and I are going to be hanging out in the booth on Tuesday night.
We're doing it. We're going to be hanging out, and we'll see if you can bring some good luck. I know you had some good luck the last time you were up there, so looking forward to seeing if you can bring some goals with you up to the booth. If you don't, we'll kick you out, and we'll quickly get you back down to your seats.
That is a heck of a drop from that booth, so I don't want to be thrown out there. So once again, Ryan Holt from the Bakersfield Condors. My name is Erik Fox from Energy 95.3. Every single Thursday morning, 10 a.m. We connect up and we chat about Condor stuff.
Yeah, we like it. And sometimes the internet works, sometimes it doesn't. But hey, that's not bad.
All right, I'll see you Tuesday and then next Thursday right here on the broadcast. Appreciate it once again, Ryan.
All right, brother. Take care.
We'll see you another Energy Condors connection with Energy 95.3. We'll see you next time.